All right, hello everyone from
It's
the
okay.
Direwolf stream. This is Tobboo, my teammate, well, my previous teammate from Eternal Titans. Very happy to see you qualify for Worlds. Congratulations, Tobboo. I mean, I know you were the ETS Worlds winner last year. You've had
Yeah.
several weekly wins. You've been a force in the scene that everyone's familiar with. How does it feel to be going to the most prominent tournament we're going to have for Eternal?
Um, it feels really good, and I think this is some kind of tradition for me, because last
I know this already happened, but I need to get this
Worlds or
notification
something.
off my screen.
No, it was first Worlds where I didn't win, where camat0 won. I also qualified on the what was then called the Last
The
Chance
last
qualifier.
chance, right? That's true.
Yeah. So similar thing. So now it's 3 Worlds in a row. Feels good.
Right, right. And you today, let's talk about your deck for a second. You chose Stone Scar mid range, which was, I mean, not too different from Manu's list, who is also a member of Eternal Titans, who's also be going to Worlds. I take it you guys
Yep.
are going to be working. What led you to come to the choice of Stone Scar aggro for the deck of choice this weekend?
Well, we had some deck ideas and tried them out, of course, really extensively. Mostly me and camat0. Since we were both playing here, we thought we'd just figure out what to play. We thought that Huru control would be really big this tournament. So I didn't want to play my Huru list, or a version of it, the one that I won ETS like 2 weeks ago, because Hailstorm. So that went out of the question. We tried Huru control. Both me and camat0 said we don't like it. It just it has to draw exactly the right cards at exactly the right time, basically. If you miss at one point, you could be dead.
Yeah.
Of course, if the other person bricks, it might be one of the best decks in the meta. But
yeah, we saw Eric take it down with Huru control, and like Huru's been a big player. But I think especially with the target on it, like, you know, this deck it's good certainly, but it's not good enough to win with the target painted on it. And we saw in this tournament that there was no Huru control in the top 4.
No. And also during a tournament, I feel it's not necessary, but I feel like getting a free win and then just, I have like 20 minutes or something, I can just go get a sandwich or get a drink or chill out for a bit. That's really important when it comes to these grindy tournaments. I mean, this one wasn't too long, but if you play in like a, say, 7-8 round Swiss, it's really important that you actually get a break sometimes. So with Stone Star, you can just play 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and yeah, you won.
Yeah, the cards are just so powerful on their own. What card would you say was the MVP for the tournament for you?
Oh, good question. I really don't think I can say, because I can say one card that wasn't MVP. I think every card that isn't this exact card was MVP.
All right.
It was it's the oh god, I'm blanking on the name. The 2-drop that isn't Instigator. The War Leader.
War
the
Leader.
War Leader. Yeah.
So every card that wasn't War Leader was the MVP.
Yep, War Leader did exactly 0 damage this tournament.
Wow, that is a very low number for a card that you're playing on turn 2 a lot.
Yes, it is. I played it on turn 2 like at least 3 times. So I guess it could, like, yeah, it drew a couple of Defiance and a couple of Torches, so that's good. But 0 damage. Never grew.
All right.
And I mean, that also, the deck went this well without one of the best cards doing what it should be doing. So yeah,
all right,
I'm
cool.
happy with how the deck played.
So you and your teammate camat0, of course, were on the same exact 75.
Yep.
Was there any like debate, or as soon as you
Actually the exact same 80.
Right, that's what I meant, of course. Was there any debate on like certain cards, or as soon as one of you brought the list together, it was just like, yeah, this is definitely what we're playing, let's lock it in?
We were mostly agreeing on the main. We had some discussions. I mean, there are cards that you could consider. If the meta evolves into like bigger mid-range, you certainly want more maidens in the main, maybe even treachery, and yeah, fix the removal somehow. Like take out a few of the big units and put in maidens and stuff instead. There's also a lot of stuff going on in the market. I'm really happy with how the market turned out. I actually got use of every single card in the market. So, and it's not a lot of games, and every single card in the market actually had use. The one, oh god, the Flamestoker. I searched for it against the Huru. No, against the Genev deck, where I lost heavily on Molot and Nakova, but that was the out that could have brought me back. So, still think it was the correct choice, but
yeah,
it didn't turn out.
You didn't play against very much True Control, right? I didn't see it on stream, and I know that at least 3 of your matches were not against True Control.
No. I might have. I'm actually trying really hard during tournaments to just forget about the games and either
just
chill out or focus on the next one.
Yeah,
I mean, checking the deck list, which one am I playing against? How will I play against that deck? What are the obvious threats? Like, for example, in the finals here, you saw me holding that Annihilate forever, basically.
Yeah.
So
just being
the
really
only card I was... Yeah, exactly. So that's when you get to that point, the only thing that could go wrong is this exact scenario. How can I play to not be beaten by that?
Yeah. So if you're just joining us, this is Tobboo, the champion of the ECQ Showdown, which just finished. He's going to be joining his teammate Manu S and battling in Worlds, the 16-player tournament. I'm going to take you off the screen for just a second, Tobboo. This is the deck list, if you are curious about that. So there's the cards. Do you want to answer some of the questions in chat? So the important question that I see is, what was inside your diamond chest? That seems really crucial. Oh, you might not have gotten it yet.
You know what? I don't actually get it, because this is...
right, because it's the other account, right?
Yeah, it's the account that Direwolf... I got a Direwolf mail. You got one too, of course. So on this Direwolf account, I can now shift stone for 10, almost 11k. But what does that do? Nothing. But yeah, it was actually that 710 dinosaur.
Okay. All right. So on to...
Yep.
Does anyone else have any other questions while we're taking a look at chat? Someone mentioned not liking the power base. I actually like this power base. I think this is where you want to be for Stone Scar. You need all of the multi-faction powers in order to turn on the Champion of Chaos, and then just like the Shugo standard in the market in case you desperately need a power, but it can also double as an action spell.
Yep. I won on... what was it? I think it was on 9-10 Vara that I standard. they didn't survive that.
Yeah, did it have deadly too?
Yeah, and some war cries.
All right.
It was big.
Jaffa ET asks, "How are you doing, old boy?" Pupidicus asks, "Seeing as you expected a high number of hero control decks, why did you decide against including some number of the 5/3 relic weapon?" I thought that's a pretty good question. No dark, no blades, which was a popular choice in the previous week. Can you explain, the thought process there?
Yes, I can. Basically, number one, they have mostly 5 up to 6 merchants with ages. So that means that if you attack them, they will snowball you, and the weapon just died. I'd rather have something that actually either attacks after a hailstorm or harsh rule. Like that's the reason we included 4 highwaymen, because of the charge. Also the 3 dragons, also for the charge.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know about
no
you, but-
blade could also attack after a harsh rule, of course, but it just doesn't seem like that good a card. I'd rather just play more 4-drops or more 3-drops, because Stone Scar has a lot of very good 3-drops. Answering the power base question, there was some discussion whether you should play 5 Fire Sigil or 5 Shadow Sigil, or even 4 Shadow Sigil and Amethyst. But we decided that with 4 Flame Blasts, the 3 Fire influence is really important.
Uh-huh. You also have the Varus favors to get double shadow when you need it. And
yeah,
also like
it's basically 25 power. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and then the Rista can also get triple shadow if you need it for Champion of Chaos.
Yeah.
So Eric asks...
It's virtually 30 power.
Yeah. Eric asks, "I'm curious about the reasoning behind Var's favor." And Eric, of course, is going to be one of your adversaries at Worlds.
Yep. Fills a lot of holes in the deck. It moves up to 10 2-drops, which is really important to do something turn 2.
Yeah.
Whether it being pinging a Hojan, pinging an Initiate, or just getting a power. So 2 Varus favor, just to get up to that 10 turn 2 place.
Yeah, someone also...
Of course, you have all the Annihilates and Torches and Desecrates and stuff, but proactive things.
Someone also asked about using the Sen Waste Smuggler versus Ixtun Merchant, which was previously more common. The body on Ixtun Merchant is better, but also you get more selection out of the Shadow Market. How important was that for you, having access to Sabotage and Suffocate out of the market?
Sabotage won me 1 game. Suffocate won me 1 game. Sugar Standard won me 1 game. Obliterate and Flamestoker actually didn't win me the games. Obliterate was like damage number 40 to 46 in that game, but I just got it because they could have played Sandstorm Titan or Heart of the Vault, and that would be my answer to those units, but it turned out it didn't matter. But yeah, having this kind of market, I really like it. And if you go with a better unit in the red merchant, you don't get as diverse of a market, but you get more consistency, I guess. You could also go like 3 Flame Blast and 1 in the market instead of having to go for the Obliterate.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure what is the most optimal market and merchants, but this felt good.
Yeah. I personally, when I was playing the deck, and as soon as I saw camat0 play Send Waste Smuggler last week, I was like, oh my goodness, I've been missing out on this, because like the access, I think the access to the shadow cards is really important, because it gives you a much wider range on things that you can do. Some people are asking about the shift on the Send Waste Smuggler. That's a really intriguing question. Did you ever shift it, or was it always just
No.
3/2 for 3?
No,
Right.
you don't ever shift it. You play
that's
it.
That's what I suspected.
That was an easy question. More.
Yeah. All right. So obviously you played the 75 card mirror in the second round against camat0, or sorry, 80 card mirror. What would you say was the hardest matchup you faced today?
I have to go back and check, actually. Let me see. Can I still check this? Bracket. So the game against camat0 was actually a stomp. I drew really well, and he drew like a swear word.
I think camat0 might have a few words for that.
Yeah. Let's call it ja 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 and be done with it. Yeah, I'm sorry, camat0, but he didn't draw at all that game. Both games. The first game was actually the closest, I think, against Ander 1345.
I think we saw a little bit about that one. What was that matchup again?
I'm gonna check. Ander 1. Oh yeah, he played the LSC.
All right.
Gift of Battle. A lot of removals. So yeah, that one was yeah. We were actually on the stream there for the last game, I think.
Yeah.
And that one was a close one. I think he could have played some turns a bit different, and they would have stand a better chance. Like for example, on the stream, I shakedown, and he didn't respond with playing the stand together, which would have
yeah, we saw that
for
on
him.
stream.
Yeah, that was a strange thing to do. I mean, he had Gift of Battle with a defensive stance, so not really sure. But since I knew he had it, I just wanted to get it out, and I had a torch in hand, so I could respond to the stand together with the torch on his merchant. So it wouldn't have mattered for him, but I still think that was a strange play. And there was also a 1 point in game 2, or if it was game 1, the one I won of the first 2. There was really need for a top deck Vara at some point, and I had like 3 turns to draw it, and it turned out fine for me. So
very nice.
Yeah, but I mean, they had all the equivocates and what's it called? Ice Bolt.
Yeah. That deck has really good removal now. I mean, I think that removal was one of its weak points, but Ice Bolt really helps it a long way for the LSE deck.
For being such an aggressive deck, yeah, I guess. But still, you're giving the opponent a turn earlier on the Harshul. I mean, if they play Harshul, they don't play early units.
Yeah.
What am I talking about? But yeah, it seems like a real interesting deck, and I was really glad to win the first game, because that was tough.
All right. Let's see. Oh, one more question. The mono fire deck that made it all the way to the finals. I took one look at this deck and I was like, this is really cool, but I do not think this is doing well, and it ended up winning 4 out of its 5 matches. How do you feel about the saga of the Mono Fire deck?
I mean, I checked the stream afterwards. They drew really poorly, it seems. But then again, if I just play answer into answer into answer, which this deck normally does, even turn 1, 2, 3 sometimes, but even if you do it turn 2, 3, 4, they have to answer every single one and still have enough threats to play. So Stone Scar has always been good against these really aggressive decks. I do think that if you are gonna play a mono fire deck, you should go totally all out. You should not go up to 5 cost. You should stop the curve at 3 and play rally and stuff instead.
Okay, so I'm getting a request from camat0 to add him to the call. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, accept my friend request. Alright, here we go. camat0, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Don't lie to me. You were never my friend. That is why you don't have me in Discord. You secretly hate me. I know it.
Alright, tell us about the deck, camat0.
Now, the deck was pretty easy. How we will it like was, okay, what we should play, Tobboo? And he tell me, okay, I think Hero Control is garbage and we should not play it. And I tell him, yeah, I can't agree more. So next step. Then we talk about, well, I think the other 2 options are basically Stone Scar or Hero Midrange. What do you think about Hero Midrange? Because you play it a lot. And he told me, well, I've been playing a lot and I'm not completely sure. I think we should probably play Stone Scar. Okay, if you think that, you are probably right. So what is the list you think we should play? So he sent me a list, and the list was 79 of the cards we played. And I think, like, okay, I think this is pretty good. I like everything. I'm not completely sure about the last slot in the market. That was the Maiden. And he told me, I think I want to have 1 power in the market. Sure, I can get behind power, but I want it to be a banner. I fucking hate every other power in the market. I hate the banners or the seeds or anything like that. So if we play a banner, I can get behind that. So we ended with the red banner instead of the Maiden. And to be honest, I wasn't completely sure about that. I was really scared about the not having the Maiden into all the Praxis decks. But I don't know. I trust Tobboo because he's pretty good. So if he thinks that was the right play, I will agree with him. We also talk a little about other slots, but not much. Like, I have some bad ideas that I suggested to him. Like, for example, playing 3 Annihilates and 3 Desecrates. He basically told me that I was an idiot. Okay.
No,
okay. If you think that, we can play just 4 Desecrate. It's fine. I trust you. That is what happened. Are you going to say that is not true? That is exactly what happened. Or you have another version?
Come on,
no, you didn't say it, but
no,
you didn't say it, but I did think you told me that, and I was crying in my bedroom.
camat0.
Oh, okay.
camat0. By banner in the market, do you mean standard, or did you have an iteration where you had banner in the market?
No. I never even consider a banner in the market. I think, like, I think there are decks that can play a banner in the market, but not one like this.
Yeah.
Like, in a deck like this, the only consideration was the banner and which banner. I think I was really happy with the red one.
They're like...
Yeah,
they
sorry,
mean the same
standard.
thing,
Yeah, standard. Yeah, my bad. I mean, standard.
Just
Yeah, I think the red standard is a little better in this deck because of all the deadly units. Like, it's very clear that Deadly plus Overhelm is pretty strong. So I was happy with the red standard. Like, to be honest, I didn't even test it because like I know what it does. Like, I was pretty confident that if we played power, that was the right one. The other thing, like, we talk a little. Well, we didn't talk with Tobboo about this. I talk about this a lot with Manus. Was the Flamestalker versus the weapon? I was a really big fan of the weapon over the Flamestalker because I think the Flamestalker is super slow. But I think he's right. Like, the weapon is just too easy to deal with for them. And like, in reality, the weapon is super mediocre. And you should never play the weapon in the main deck of Stone Scar, I think. Like, I really think the people that is playing the weapon in the main deck are making a mistake. Like, the card is just super mediocre. It's 4 mana, kill a unit, and just some of the units, like not every unit. And they can even answer it with Torch. Like, it's super mediocre as removal. I really think no one should play the weapon in the main deck. I do like it in the market, but I do buy the argument that Flamestalker is just a better version of that effect. Because versus control, like, it's harder to deal and will win the game by itself. And the weapon, like, kind of do that, but it's easier to deal with it. And you never want the weapon in any other matchup. Like, you just don't. So I really like that. I think Manus was right about that. As much as I hate when Manu is right and I'm wrong, I think he was right about this.
Yeah, there was actually a really long discussion about Flamestalker versus
the important thing is,
weapon.
Guys, please keep the secret. Don't tell Manu he was right.
I actually, it's funny because I actually had the same discussion with Manu yesterday after deck list were released, and I was like, I think I want a Nullblade in this market, and he's like, no, Flamestoker, you gotta have Flamestoker. So, yeah. I have the exact same sentiment.
Like, to be honest, like, my only contribution to the deck, because like basically Manus played a lot of the deck, so the core of the deck was basically Manus that we stole it from before this set, and then we changed a few cards, but it's basically the same idea. Like, my only contribution was, okay, I think we should play the Smuggler instead of the Merchant, because the Overhelm is nice, but it's not more relevant than having a Shadow and red market. Like, I think having cheap removal like Suffocate is excellent. Like, yes, you can have something like Flare, but I think Suffocate is actually a lot better than Flare in versus aggressive decks, versus most of them at least. There are some corner cases, like the fact that you can kill like Highwayman or the Champion of Fury, for example, but I think in general Suffocate is just a better anti-aggressive card. And Sabotage. I think Sabotage is super strong in the deck.
Yeah.
In particular because the deck is a little slow versus combo decks. So if you ever face a combo deck, like, Sabotage is the only card that can let you win that game. Like, let's say you play versus Reanimator and you play a Sabotage in the turn 4. Like, that is the difference between winning and losing. Like, I think actually the combo matchup for Stone Scar can be a little hard if you don't have the right start. And versus control, like, if you do a good Sabotage on turn 4 and you get the Hard Soul or something like that, it's game. Like, it's super strong in many spots. It's also really important versus Huru mid-range, because one of the key cards in that matchup is the Light, the Global Vanquish. I don't remember the name. Pristine Light?
Pristine Light.
So if they go for Merchant turn 3 because they want to kill your champion and your Vara or something like that, like, you usually have time to play Merchant and go for Sabotage and discard the Pristine Light and don't get blown out.
Yeah.
So it can be really important in that spot. And it's just really good in many situations because, like, for example, versus any aggressive deck, Vara is super important. So if you can go for Sabotage to play the Sabotage before the Vara to protect it, that can be the difference in the game. So Sabotage to me is super important and makes the market a lot stronger. The fact that you have access to cheap removal and also reach in the form of Obliterate and cards that just win a matchup like Flamestalker. Like, all the combination of cards you can get, I think, is way more relevant than just Overhelm.
Mm-hmm. So, camat0, we have a request in chat. Can you see the
let
chat?
me know.
Nothor has a request for you.
I didn't pay much attention, so let me know what
Your
they want.
signature emote, how is it pronounced?
Ha ha ha.
There you go.
It's the same in every place. Just the letters are different. But yeah.
All right. Tobboo, the lineup for Worlds is now complete. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't think I can name everyone like straight off my head, but I know you and Manu are going. Tony G, Eric, GT100. There's another.
Barbie Gear.
There should be like a list somewhere, I guess.
Collector Nova. I know from FE is going to be Collector, Noverb, Ruark, and Avion.
I know Darkest
here we go.
Tower.
Eric has this.
Barbie Gear.
Tikrit,
will be
Ardius,
there.
Darkest Tower, Trumpets. Oh right, Darkest Empire. Darkest Tower. GT100, Avion, Collector, Noverb, Eric 9099, Popotito, John Keys, Manu S, Tony G, Ruark, Welwyn, and Tobboo. So how many of these names do you recognize as how many of these have you interacted with?
About not even half of them, I guess.
Not even half of them. Okay.
Yeah.
In my case, it's
maybe like
more,
played
but...
like one game or something, or met them a few times in like ETS or something. But yeah, I would say about half of them I know who they are, at least according to how they play and stuff.
Round 1 of Worlds. Who are you most afraid to be paired against?
Manu, because teammate.
Right, of course. Okay, aside from...
And that's like a really thing in the Eternal Titans team.
Oh
we
yeah,
always face up against each other.
It's because
no matter what it is, we always end up fighting each other, and it's so stupid.
Well, it's because people on ET have this tendency of qualifying for big events and then winning in the early rounds of them, and then eventually getting paired against each other.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. We are like 4 guys, so like I don't know how true is that. Like...
yeah, but I mean,
we will miss Mush there. Like it's like I'm so sad that Mush is not at Worlds. Like that guy is insane.
I think he had like the best year anyone could ever have in the game. I mean, if there were like a Hall of Fame, he would already be in it because of that year.
Oh, for sure. Like I don't think there is any doubt about that. Like the guy is just way too good.
Did Moosh play all of the ECQs?
I don't know. I know he did really badly in many of them, but I don't know if he played all of them. I know I did play in all of them, and I know many of the ET players didn't play in all of them. Yeah. Like, for example, I think Ahorn played like 2 of them or something like that. I don't know. In general, I think as a team, we did pretty poorly in the ECQs.
No, you're sending, I mean, of, 8 people or however many are active on the roster, you're sending 2 to Worlds, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, but we got lucky, like, Manus got lucky one time, but he didn't qualify to any of the others, and Tobboo got lucky now. But, like, how many ECQs did you play in the E2? Tobboo?
I missed day 2 in one of them.
Okay, you did pretty well then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I normally went out in the first round or the second round.
Yeah, that sucks. That happened.
It sucks, but you still got those points to qualify for this tournament.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like I know Sony did the same thing. Like lost every first round basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
I only before today. I only won the first round once. I think
nice.
Like this is my 7th tournament or something. Yeah. All right. I mean,
to be fair, you didn't play one of those. Like I remember that I had a bye versus you in one of the ECQs.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I mean that's also a way to get to the big tournaments.
Yeah.
The first, the first year that camat0 won the ETS World Championship, I qualified by grinding in the ETS, never winning. Never winning, never winning, never winning. Getting top 8, yeah, a few times. Getting to the finals, yeah, a few times, or sometime at least. But you just got those points. You got to the invitationals. You did.
Yeah, that is a part I want
somewhat
them to
good.
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
Because
really wish
now it's just
the next year. Let's talk.
Now it's just, oh, you got lucky this one weekend.
One tournament, yeah.
Yeah, one tournament, you got lucky, you qualified for Worlds. But I mean, the ETS structure had like weekly tournaments. If you did well in those, you qualified for
invitational,
semi-monthly, the invitationals, yeah. And if you did well in those, you either directly qualified for ETS World Championship or you got some points that eventually qualified you to Worlds anyway. So you had to either get lucky, which is the Dire Wolf.
That's what I did. That's
structure.
how I qualified for Worlds, the ETS Worlds.
Well played. You got what invitation did you won? What's with the Stone Scar, right?
Yeah, Stone Scar. And everything just lined up really well. Anyway, but I think that's a good point. I mean, two things about that. One is that in a situation where it's a winners take all, like this ECQ circuit, the people that do well, I think like Manu or myself or like ZDCH, Gurga PM, I think people that did very consistently, but never quite made it, like eventually they're going to win one. It's not about, there's no choking factor in it. It's just, statistics, right?
Yeah. So, the only problem is maybe will not be this year.
Yeah. It might not happen this tournament, might not happen this year, but it would happen eventually. Like the people that
for sure
do the best eventually win a big tournament.
I think the format, I think the system they have is actually good for the first time. Like I think it can be improved. Like I will love if they didn't have the showdown and instead with the ECQ points give the 4 last slots. Let's say the best 4 players in ECQs points, they get the slot. 25% of the players just get with points, not winning tournaments. Something like that.
For sure.
I agree. And I mean, you're obviously biased.
Of course you want to. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter because I'm not there. This is a change for the next year. I'm not there, it's fine. I was ready for this. But I will really love that change because I don't think you want the excitement of people winning a tournament and getting there. I think that is good and should be there. But I don't think people that is consistently good should be rewarded because it's really hard to win a tournament.
I agree with you. I think I would like to see some sort of system. Well, two things. I would like to see a system where the top point getters, if someone just barely misses all the time, they should get a qualification. Even if it's only a couple slots. And the other thing is, I'd like to see more tournaments like this. I think that this tournament was a lot of fun. It's just all the people that we know that are, very good at this game.
I really love the ECQs. I think the ECQs are great. I really love the idea of the tournaments in game. I think as much crap as you can say about Eternal and the game, etc., I think the fact that we have in-game tournaments that are not perfectly run but pretty well run, I think is something that most games don't have. I really think
we did
the
have
ECQs...
that test tournament. That one was really well played.
Yeah, we had other problems. We had the last tournament, the Ranked Master, one of the guys didn't really play, had the Mono Shadow deck. That sucks.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't want to see that again. But in general, I think we had very few problems for being the first time. And I think having an in-game tournament in the client is so big. in particular in this system, like, yes, I would love to have a Swiss, and I will love a better tournament, but like you can play wherever you can. Like it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I really like the ECQs, what they did with them, and I would love to see more tournaments like that.
I think we all would. So Ninja Can asks, what do you guys think about the future of the game? I mean, I don't know what the player base looks like as far as how many people they're reaching, like active players or whatnot. But I think like this tournament series was very positive, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes next year, and I'll definitely be participating.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
really like them. Like I think in the last year they did a lot of great things. For example, the events. Like I think most of the events were really good. Like even if most of them are not for me, like I hate most of the events, but I think they are fantastic for other people. So like I really think they are great. Like I'm sure a lot of people is playing these formats where you can only play one copy of each card and with heroes and whatever. Like I hate them. I will never play them, but I'm sure they are fantastic for some people.
Yeah,
And
I
I
didn't
love the
play them either.
yeah. Like we are not the audience for that event, I guess. Like and that is fine. Like the fact that we get the ECQs is enough for me. And for example, I would love to see more sealed and draft events. I think
Yeah,
like
I think
something like
that's the plan.
tell me.
Like, I mean, they had that test tournament, and it's probably as soon as they could, get the system set up for it. I think that
Yeah, like
if it was available,
I think
to
it was
them, they'd do
sweet.
more of those.
Like I really liked the event. Like my pool was complete garbage and I played it really poorly and I lost pretty fast. But I really like the idea of the event and I will love to play it again.
Yeah.
And maybe next time I can get a better pool.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, just having access to a lot of different ways to play the game.
Yeah.
You could go like for a complete new person. You can grind the gauntlets. You can get your cards and eventually go to casual and ranked and stuff. And
Yeah.
for those that want to spend a lot of cash on the game, they could just buy their entire collection and go directly buying the best deck out there, or just copy something from Warcry, or just getting into the game faster. But there are, I mean, I loved the puzzles. I really, really loved the puzzles.
I hate them. I hate them so much.
Yeah, but you see, we are all different.
But no, I agree. They should exist, and there is a lot of people that love them, and that is why I like them. Like I like these formats that I hate, but other people love.
Same here.
Because if you hate the format, you don't play it, and that is all. Like it's not a problem.
Exactly.
But if someone love it, that is great, and that is why I want rotation. Give me 2 formats.
All right. Ninja Can asked a question about Arena. I mean, I play Arena, but not like much. I prefer Magic tilts Arena. Me. I can't play much Magic. I'd rather play Eternal.
I do play Arena. I like it.
I have played a lot of Magic, and a friend of mine actually told me to play, and I got some kind of white-green weenie deck, and then no, I don't have time.
Please don't have an Oni running. I don't want to play. That is what you say?
When I play Magic Arena, I sound like camat0. Like, think of everything that camat0 says. That's what's coming out of my mouth when I play Magic. Or at least going through my head.
I don't know, like, I like Arena. I think the economy is absolute garbage, but I do enjoy playing draft in Arena in general. I do not enjoy playing constructed match, at least not right now. But I think Arena is pretty good, and I'm actually surprised. I think the game ended being a lot better than I expected to be. I guess that is because of Magic Online that was complete garbage, so my expectations were pretty low. But I actually think Arena is a pretty good game. I still think Eternal is a better digital game.
Yeah.
And
also,
like, I don't think it's very close. Yeah, like If I want to play online, I will play Eternal. I do like playing Magic in paper with friends. I think it's a really great game.
Yeah.
But in general, like I basically love every card game. You can talk me about Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon or whatever, and I love all of them, even if I think Eternal is better.
All right. So we're running up into a long time. So anything else you guys want to add or plug? Tobboo, do you have any plans on streaming soon or putting out videos or anything?
Actually, between my job and everything else that I'm doing, I mean, I did stream for a while, but it just turned out that there wasn't enough time. I could stream for like half an hour, 1
Yeah.
hour at some point, and then I had to go play my guitar or something at my work, or I had to go babysit or something else. So I'm sorry, but I don't think I will be streaming much.
All right. camat0, you stream? Where can people find
Sometimes, but you don't miss anything. Like sometimes you will see some random guy named camat0. You can watch the stream. Like he's trash, but don't worry. Like sometimes play some fun decks. He's kind of a dick, but he's a nice guy when you know him. Like it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
All right. Okay, so Lightscape Side Dan asks, "What or will you be buying the Eternal deck building game?" But before that, I want to get to a question. Will the meta for Worlds be? We have no idea. We don't even know what the.
We don't
format
even
is
know the
gonna be.
format.
We don't know when it's
No.
gonna be.
Yeah. I just hope the guy that designed the grid of whatever, like the 2-mana transform something in 6 power, get fired, and his family murder. Like that is the only wish I have. Like I hate that card so much. Like I fucking hate that card. I just hope it get nerfed in some way before Worlds. I really, because like I'm sure I will need to test with them for and I will need to play something like Hero Control that I fucking hate. And I wish I don't need to play that card. I hate it. I hate it so much. Please do something about that card. I hate it.
All right. Direwolf, you know what to do. Send camat0 lots of royal decrees. Every pack, royal decree.
Yeah. God, I hate. Like the worst part is like the part I hate the most about the card is the card is good. Like if the card was trash, I will get salties now and there, and that is all. But the card is good.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining me for this winners interview. I'm really glad that Tobboo won, because Tobboo's been around our community for a long time and will be competing at Worlds. And two, that no, I think that's it. So congratulations,
Well,
Tobboo.
thank you.
Huh?
Thank you.
Yeah, camat0 and I will be giving you a run for our money next year, I'm sure.
I'm sure
I
you
don't
will.
know.
I'm sure you will.
We'll be trying.
I just want to say that Tobboo got lucky, and that's the only reason he beat me. Not really. Like
Yeah.
I probably play like shit, and he beat me pretty well. Like
No,
the
I
truth
mean,
is, I had no chance.
We had this question before you joined us, and
No,
I
I saw it.
that
And
matchup.
you were generous. Like I think I had a decent hand both times, but not great. But you did
Yeah, I
have
mean,
a good hand.
I had double torch into desecrate and
Yeah.
annihilate
Yeah,
and stuff. and you
I
had,
remember,
like,
and I
nothing.
still hate you. Don't worry, I hate you. I will pretend that we are friends, but
All
I
right.
hate
I
you.
hate